jump in. Okay, let's start. We'll do some Nigun to warm up today. So this is our Nigun in 3/4 time. So we'll go ahead and play through this. I'll start us off and then come in when we are ready. Okay, just as a reminder, you should have something going in the back of your head at all times that's counting off for you, either counting to 3 or counting to 4, right? One thing that's helpful if you have trouble keeping that beat is move your body somehow, whether it's sort of moving back and forth or tapping a heel or a toe or whatever that looks like. In particular, keep track of the ones. That's what you want. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, C, 2, 3. Now D minor, 2, 3, D minor, D minor, back to C, 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 back to G minor. Okay, feel the 4 sets of 3s. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, and switch. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Switch to C, C, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Back to D minor, 2, 3, 2, 2. Okay, here we go. We'll sing it. Yay, day, day, C, day, yay, yay, day, D minor, day, yay, yay, day, day, C, day, yay, day, day, D minor, yay, day, day, C, day, yay, yay, day, day, D minor, day, yay, yay, day, day, C, day, yay, day, D minor. Okay, let's go on here. Part 2. Here we go. Now we just do each chord twice. Yay, G minor, now C, C, F, F, D minor. Second line, G minor goes to C. Now go to F. Here comes the D7. Yada-da. Here comes G minor, which goes to C. Now to F. Back to D minor. And now to the part 1. C, 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 and D minor. Here we go from the top. Yay, day, day, C. Yay, day, D minor. Yay, day, day, C, C. Now D minor. Okay, we're going to go on here. Here we go. Now to G minor goes to C. Now to the F. Back to D minor. Now to G minor goes to C. Now to F. Here's D7. D7. Now to G minor goes to C. F, D minor. Now go to C. And end on D minor. End on D minor. Okay, let's just check in and get some feedback on that. How did that feel? What worked? What didn't work? What's hard? What's easy?
It's a heck of a warm-up. That's a great warm-up, in my opinion.
Oh, good. Good. What's difficult about it? What are the pieces that are the hardest?
I think remembering the tune is the hardest for me.
Yeah.
I don't know the tune to that Nigun.
Yep.
Going from G minor to, what is it, F after G minor?
G minor to here. Let's look at it right here.
G minor to C to F, D minor, then back to G minor. From D minor to G minor is hard for me.
From D minor to G minor is hard. Yep. Okay, so let's talk about that change for a second. This is one we move. Every finger moves down a string and kind of spreads out. right? Move down a string and spread out. Because really all that's happening is that middle finger is moving up a fret and everything else is moving down a string or up a string or whatever direction. And so actually, we'll get a little music theory here. So this, trying to figure out how best to explain this. So from our G to a C, if you put your finger on the 5th fret of the G, it actually plays a C note. Those should be tuned to the same. You might have, on your ukulele, this might be an octave higher, it might sound like. Right way up there, kind of. But either way. But what happens is, from the next string, from the C string to the E string, we have it not at the 5th fret, but at the 4th fret. So what's happening here is actually it's the exact same chord shape, but this string is down one, so when we move down, we have to compensate by moving this one up, if that makes sense. If it didn't make sense, don't worry about it. Okay, any other thoughts on this Nigun? How's the 3/4 time? Everything's... Yeah, Linda, sorry.
I think like if I just did this without watching you, I would just go. I wouldn't rub up, right? I would just go down. That feels easier. So the hard thing for me is trying to keep that rhythm of up and down and still do the 3/4 time. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's a great. Yeah, I was just thinking through. So let's do an exercise with that. Actually, we're gonna do that same exercise we've done with the various strums in 4/4 time in 3/4 time now. So we're just gonna do. We'll just do the top line, the C and the D minor. That's all we'll do. We'll go back and forth between these for now. So the way we're gonna do this is. Let's start just by having one strum at the 1. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Just on the 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Now D minor, 2, 3, D minor, 2, 3, B minor, 2, 3, D minor. Now the C. 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, D minor, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. Okay, does that make sense? Are we all comfortable doing that? Or is there confusion on what we're doing there? Make sense? Patty, I'm getting a confused look. No? We're good? Okay, good. Concentrated look. Okay, so now what we're going to do is instead of just the down, now we're going to go down on each of them. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now C, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, D minor, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now C. Now D minor. Okay, go ahead and stop for a second. Okay, I want you to notice, and this is basic physics here, that you can't go down without going up. So even though we're not playing the ups, our wrist is already doing the work of going up. The only difference is whether our finger is touching the strings. So now we're going to go ahead and add in the up as well. Okay? We're already doing the down, so we shouldn't have to change anything in our speed. We're just going to let our fingers stay touching, okay? Here we go. So let's start it with the C. So first we'll just start with the downs. We'll go back to that. So down, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2. Now D minor, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2. Now to the C. C, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Now D minor. Okay, now the next time we go to the C, we're going to add in the ups also. Same speed. Here we go now. C. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. D minor. 2, 3. D minor. Right? It's actually the exact same speed as before. C. C. We're just now letting our finger touch down and up. D minor. I actually find this a little easier than just doing the downs. Now back to the C. C. 2, 3, 2. Okay, now see if you can add in. Do you hear how I'm doing a rhythm just by playing some parts louder? Bum, 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 C, 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 D minor, D minor, D minor, D minor, back to C, C, bum, 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 and on D minor. Okay, how did that feel? Yeah? Getting there?
That was very helpful.
Okay, hold on. We're not done with it, though. Good. I'm glad it's helpful. Any feedback so far? Anything?
I think when you emphasize the particular thrum, it makes it a little easier. Bum, 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 bum. Is that?
Totally. When you provide, think of yourself as almost a drummer too. When you're doing this, right? You're really you're providing the beat. So now I want to take that conception of having some that you do stronger, right? Bum 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 bum, and I want to add in another direction, right? If we're making those 50% harder than our standard strum, I want us to also think about some strums as 50% softer. So try to both emphasize your main strums and de-emphasize your less significant strums. And what you'll realize is that all that happens, if you think of this as a spectrum of how hard you're strumming at any given time, right? Speeds going the same. That when we're doing these strums like down, down, up, down, 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 up, all that's really happening is the ones that you're not strumming are like at a 5% or a 3%. They're still there. You're just not hitting them very hard, right? Did that make sense what I just said, or was that more confusing? Somewhere on that spectrum of confusing and not confusing. Okay, the big takeaway there is just as we have some that are harder, I want us to focus now, we're going to do the same thing, on making some of them quieter, okay? So let's go back to this. We'll get into our rhythm. C, da, da. Let me turn on original sound. Here we go. C, da, 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 da. Hit D minor, da, 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 da. C, 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 C. Okay, do you hear how the ones that I'm not emphasizing are almost silent? Try that. So that the ones you're emphasizing are real loud and everything else is like a whisper. Da, 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 and on C. Okay, how did that feel? Were we able to do that? Were you able to add that in? Okay, so that is basically sort of the most important part of strumming right there. And that's how, when we start a song, you'll find that I'll just kind of find a groove, right? And all that's happening is I'm getting my right hand moving at the speed that I want it to, right? And then the groove is found just by playing some of them harder and some of them softer. That's all that's happening there, including playing some of them so soft that I'm literally not touching my finger when I play them, right? And some of them so it's just glancing on it, and some of them so it's quite hard. And that's really the key to strumming and to finding any kind of strum. Okay, any other thoughts here before we switch to 4/4 here? Nothing?
I just would say that for me, I have to just work at not losing my coordination.
Yes, and that's where, by the way, a metronome can be really helpful
Yeah.
to practice with it.
Thank you.
Okay, we have another nigun, different nigun. This one in 4/4. Classic nigun structures are 3 parts with each part repeated twice. So we're getting that here. So let me take us through this quickly and play along with me as you get it. This is in 4/4, right? Our last one was in 3/4. This is in 4/4, so our internal counting needs to be to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So first I'm getting that right hand moving. And you can actually hear that I'm getting the rhythm in my right hand even before, right? Even before we're starting to play anything else. So try to do that with me where you're really counting that 1 hard. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here we go. So now this one starts out on a D minor. D minor, D minor, C. Now D minor, D minor, C. Now next line. F, F, G minor. F, F, G minor. D minor, D minor, and C, and D minor. That's a weird timing there, right? Now B flat, and C, D minor. Okay, from the top. D minor, D minor, C, D minor, D minor, C. Part 2. G minor, F again, F, G minor. Here's the weird timing. D minor to C, D minor, B flat to C, D minor. From the top again, D minor goes to C. D minor goes to C. Here comes F. F, G minor. F, G minor. Weird timing. D minor to C. D minor. B flat to C. D minor. Okay, I know that's brand new, but how did that feel?
I just find the goose overall so easy to sing. It's just comfortable.
Good. And you don't feel the need to use my consonant. You know, yiddies or titty dum dums or like whatever your consonant is. Yeah, Patty.
Isn't the G minor like a different? I don't know G minor like that. I thought it was like the same thing, just back 1 fret. And I'm using the right word. Like I thought it was like this.
Down a string though.
Oh, right. But yours looks different on that. Isn't that G minor or no?
I think you're doing the same thing as me, right?
No, I thought the 3 was right next to the 1. So I thought it was just like the G, except it's back 1.
No. G minor.
Oh.
You're thinking a G7 probably, which is like that.
Oh, I am. Oh, that's G7. Is the back 1, and
Yep.
it's a G, but it's back 1. And D minor is a, thank you. I was really.
Just to keep in mind, major is happy, minor is sad, 7 is bluesy. Right? So here's your G major. Here's your G minor. And here's your G7. Yeah, Judy.
I can really hear those moods when you did that.
Yeah, they have strong moods associated with them. Yep.
That's super cool. I would just say that was a little fast. If we did it a little slower.
Oh, yeah, we were moving there. We were trucking. Yeah, Grandma Judy.
On the strum, is the accent on just the first of each measure, or is it on one and 3, or is it on 2 and 4?
Yeah. It's either on 1 or 1 and 3, depending on how fast you're doing it and how you're counting. So you can count it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then it's just on the 1 if you're counting it there. But it's on the 1 and 3 if you count it at half that speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So I would say the 1 and the 3 counted at 1, 2, 3, 4 rather than doubling that. Yeah, Patty. You're muted though.
You said happy, sad, bluesy, and major, minor, and what was the other?
7th. 7th is the bluesy. Major is the happy. Minor is the sad. Okay. Let's keep going, shall we?
And Rabbi, is that chords and then feelings? Was it chords that the major, minor, and 7th? Are they called chords?
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
I find it much easier to accent 2 and 4 than 1 and 3.
2 and 4 than 1 and 3. There you go. Okay. Why is it not moving this? And you know what? Let's play some blues. We haven't done the blues in a while. Excuse me. I think I got that mute button in before I sneezed there, but I apologize if I missed it. There we go. Okay. So let's go ahead and play some. Okay. So this is a real opportunity to put some of those strumming skills to work, right? What makes the blues interesting is actually adding that rhythm and adding those strums. So we're going to start in the key we've got up here, the key of A. So we've got our A7, one of our easiest chords, even if we haven't played it much, right? We've got just our index finger playing that. We've got our D7. I think I would probably play this with my second and my third finger, but you can use your first and your second if you'd prefer. And then we've got our E7. We haven't played E7 yet, much, but E7 I think is my favorite ukulele chord. There's just something about it that I think sounds great on a uke. Okay, so we're playing one more time. A7 is our 1 chord, D7's our 4 chord, E7's our 5 chord. And it definitely pays off here to play your D7 with your 2nd and your 3rd finger, because then they're just moving down a string when you move to the E7. Otherwise, you're totally rearranging. Any questions or difficulties with any of these chords before we jump in? Okay, here we go. A7. D7. Back to A7. A7. Now D7. D7. Back to A7. 5 chord, the E7, back to the D7, and A7, turn it around with the E7, home to A7, D7, A7, D7, E7, D7, A7, turn it around, E7, one more time, here we go, A7, D7, back to A7, D7, back to A7, E7, D7, A7, turn it around to E7, and end on a root note, our A7. Here we go. I think we broke Grandma Judy there. That's the look I'm getting. Okay, let's hear some feedback. How did that feel? How did that sound? What's the...
I think going from, for me, just going from the E7 back to the D7 sort of messed me up.
Hold on. Say that again. Going from what to the what?
From the E7 back to the D7. When you, on the 3rd line, going from E7 to D7.
Yeah. So,
and also, I just want to say that using the 2nd and 3rd fingers is super helpful.
Yeah. It's really difficult if you're using your 1st and 2nd to switch that. So go ahead and look at this. Go ahead and play your E7 for a second. Okay. Now to go back to the D7, lift up your index finger and move the other 2 fingers up a string.
Okay.
And then to go from the D7 to the E7, do the opposite. Move those fingers down a string or towards your toes a string, and then drop your index finger in behind them.
Okay. That's helpful.
It is a little difficult. The challenge there is that we're used to leading things with our index finger, and instead the index finger has to follow there. So getting the index finger to listen to the other ones instead of lead the other ones.
May I ask a blues question? Just to
go for it.
This pattern that we're learning, when people play the blues, like, I guess, why is it in this order? And is this what people do when they play the blues? They use this order? I don't understand that.
So they use this order, but change it up all the time too, right? Like these are the rules of the blues that are constantly being broken, but everything, even when it's broken, is still based on the rules, right? So sometimes a 7 will be replacing the 5 chord, and then you get a different feel to it. Sometimes you move into 6/8 time, and then you get a different feel to it. Sometimes you add in other chords in between. But this will be the core, and you'll hear it all, right? Like, go open up any classic rock, anything, and you'll hear the 12-bar blues. Not classic rock, pre-classic rock, like early rock, rockabilly. You'll hear it in Chuck Berry, you'll hear it in Elvis, you'll hear it in any of that sort of early rock. You'll hear it in B.B. King, which is an early rock, but like you'll hear 12-bar blues everywhere once you look for it. You'll hear it in Dylan. You'll hear it in folk songs.
So memorizing this is a good idea, like just knowing the order, kind of.
Yes. So, what I would say is more than knowing the order, you want to be able to play the blues by feel. What
do you mean by 12-bar blues?
Yeah, so a bar is the same as a measure of music. So when we if something counts to 4, every time you count to 4, it's a bar. It's one measure of music. So if you look over here, right? First line, each of those numbers represents a bar. So we have the 1 chord, then we've got the 4 chord, then we've got the 1 chord, and we've got the 1 chord again. Those are the first 4 bars. The second 4 bars are the 4 chord, the 4 chord, and then the 1 chord, and the 1 chord. And now we're on the third line. We've been through 8 of our 12 bars, right? Now we're going to get the 5 chord. We're going to get the 4 chord. We're going to get the 1 chord. And then you can either end the 12-bar blues by staying on the 1 chord, or you can turn it around. That's why I always say turn it around and make the 12th bar the 5, which is going to point you back towards the beginning. So that's why it's called 12-bar blues. Did that make sense? Each of those is a bar. That did not make sense, Patty? No, unmute. Let's talk this out.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Are you looking at the lines, or are you just looking at the blocks?
The blocks. Don't worry about the lines.
Oh, okay.
The lines don't mean anything. They're music bars, but we're not using music notation there. Just the blocks. Each of those blocks is a bar, each of those chunks.
So if you don't have the chart in front of you, the chart above your head, do you just memorize these combinations?
So, first of all, you can always derive them, right? Because remember, the 12-bar blues is the 1, the 4, and the 5. So all you got to do is know what key you're in. So someone calls out, let's play blues in G. You can sit there and go, G is the 1, A, B, C is the 4, D is the 5, right? And so then we can jump in and be... right? So that's the idea. Now, eventually what I would like, and one of the goals of this, in addition to playing the blues, is the 1, the 4, and the 5 are core to almost all folk music as well, even when they're not in this order exactly. And so being able to feel when it's a 1, when it's a 4, and when it's a 5 is one of the goals. And for you to also feel what the 1, the 4, and the 5 are in any particular key. Right? My left hand kind of knows what the 1, the 4, and the 5 are in whatever key I'm playing, even without having to think about it with my head. Right? If I know what the 1 is, I kind of know what the other chords are that might go with that. And that's what we're trying to develop, is just that feel of what chords go together and when. And 12-bar blues is an exercise that's good for that. Did that make sense?
If you find yourself with a group other than this, and will the musician usually call up, well, as you did, let's play the blues in E.
Exactly.
They'll do that.
And if someone just says it like that, they're going to be playing the 12-bar blues. If someone just says, let's play the blues in That means the 12 bar blues. And now you'll get variations, right? Like, so you'll get someone who'll do, I'll just call it the numbers while I play this so you get a sense of it, right? 1, 4, 1. And then, right, Dylan will do this sometimes, where then he'll sit there and he'll vamp on top of it and he'll do his thing where he's talking like this for a while, and then he'll go on and go the 4, right? And then you get back into it, and maybe you stay on that 4 for longer than normally, and then you go, right? So there's all sorts of variations on it that you'll find. But if you basically know the rules, you'll be able to tell when people are breaking them to follow along, if that makes sense. Yeah. In fact, I don't know if you noticed when Randy was doing songs at the picnic, I would sort of fiddle around on the background on the guitar or on the ukulele, and that's because of exactly this. That once I could figure out the 1, I knew that my other options were almost always going to be the 4, the 5, or the minor 6, and then you can kind of feel it, what chord is next. Okay, let's play something else. Let's jump into... What else do we
Does
have?
anybody know a tuner? Because my ukulele tuner on my cell phone makes me pay for it now, and I can't tune my ukulele.
Are you on Android or iPhone?
iPhone, and I just downloaded Fender, but I don't understand it. Like the ukulele one, you kept hitting the string until it tuned, and now I don't know what.
I think it's available for iPhone too. I use a tuning app I have for years called G String.
Just put in G string up to the search.
Yeah.
Okay, and it won't make you pay later.
No, it's free. I'm sure it's named by some like.
Tuner.
Yeah, I'm sure it was named by like a 17-year-old developer who thought it was cute, and now they make their money off of it, and it's their life now and can't change the name. Okay, let's play Learning to Fly. Let's work on this. As long as it's been a day where we've really focused on our strumming, this will be a good addition to our strumming here. Okay, so just as a reminder, we've only got these 4 chords in a row the whole time. So we've got F 2 3 C 2 3 4 5 A minor 2 3 G 2 3 4 5. Now the F is down and the C is up. The A minor is going to be down, A minor's down, and the G is up. Because we've got that counting weird, right? 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 down 2 3 up 2 3 4 5 down 2 3 up 2 3 4 5 down 2 3 up. Okay, now we're gonna do all of it. Here we go. Down up 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 minor 3 G 2 3 4 5 F 2 3 C 2 3 4 5 A minor 2 3 G 2 3 4 5 F 2 3 C 2 3 4 5 A minor 2 3 G 2 3 4 5 F 2 3 C 2 3 4 5 A minor 2 3 G. Okay, now just one strum. 5 F 2 3 C 2 3 4 5 minor 2 3 G 2 3 4 5 F 2 3 C 2 3 4 5 A minor 2 3 G. Now double speed. Here we go. F 2 3 4 5 E 2 3 4 5 A minor 2 3 G 2 3 4 5 F 2 3 C 2 3 4 5 A minor 2 3 G. Okay, now regular speed. F 2 3 C 2 3 4 5 A minor 2 3 G 2 3 4 5 F 2 3 G 3 4 5 A minor 2 3 G 2 3 4 5 F 2 3 C 2 3 4 5 A minor 2 3 G 2 3 4 5, and we're gonna end on C. Okay, how did that feel? It's actually kind of a difficult strumming exercise because it's putting a lot of different pieces together.
I
Yeah,
wish we could do it again.
we can do it again. Yeah, absolutely. We'll do it one more time. Okay, here we go. Just one strum. Remember, we're going down for the F and the A minor, and we're going up for the C and the G, right? So, down, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, 4, 5, down F, 2, 3, up C, 2, 3, 4, 5, down A minor, up G, 2, 3, 4, 5, down 2, 3, C, 2, 3, 4, 5, A minor, 2, 3, G, 2, 3, 4, 5, F, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, 4, 5, A minor, 2, 3, G, 2, 3, 4, 5, F, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, 4, 5, A minor, 2, 3, G, 2. Okay, one more time and then we're gonna double F, C, A minor, G. Okay, double, here we go. F, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, 4, 5, A minor, 2, 3, G, 2, 3, 4, 5, F, C, A minor, G, F, C, A minor, G. Okay, just one strum each. F, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, 4, 5, A minor, 2, 3, G, and end on a C. Okay, how'd that feel?
That
Okay.
was better.
Okay. We're going to call it a wrap with that. We'll be back next week with new songs.
And can I just ask you, well, I started out is F and C. The phrase is F and C. That's one measure.
So it goes like this. Well, I started out A minor, G, down a dirty road, A minor, G, started out A minor, G, all alone, A minor, G. So I guess I never paid attention to it, but the singing all happens on top of the F and the C, and then you get an A minor and a G after that. So
Rabbi Daniel, can you send
I'd love to do this and sing it next time.
okay, let's do that.
Rabbi Daniel, can you send the whole song? Like, can you put it in the chat of that song? Because you were covering up the words.
Oh yeah, just let me give you
Can you put it
the
in the chat?
just let me give you the link to all of it. It's the same as everything else always. But here you go.
Thank you.
Great lesson, Rabbi D. Thank you so much.
Good to be with y'all.